Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in the world that could make a video with a sock puppet and argue with it, and then 1 hour later make a hardcore serious video about field theory. Well, I'll be in Key West in a couple weeks, so that's good. Fabulous! The rainbow flags be flying in Key West. No, I love Key West, although it's a bit too friggin' touristy. A lot of booze heads go down there, and I don't drink, and they ride around on their motorcycles and go, woohoo, drink. There are nice historic parts of Key West. The neat thing is that when you're in downtown Key West, there are these wild roosters that and chickens that roam everywhere. So you're in the middle of Key West, standing outside drinking some coffee, and there'll be like a rooster pass by. The town actually lets roosters run wild around Key West. Yeah, let me get to the point, right? I've kind of gone over this before in various modalities, but this is the important thing that they never taught me in photography school, and you'll never read about in any photography magazine, and yet it is so incredibly important that it's inescapable, and if you don't learn it, you're not going to progress, you're going to plateau. You could, of course, be like a blind squirrel and find an acorn every now and then, like a broken clock is right twice a day. I could throw someone into a war zone with 5 cameras and, have them just, spray and pray the whole area with their cameras, and they'll take some really neat shots that people pay some serious money for. But that's a point of opportunism where you're in the right place at the right time, not necessarily that you have awesome skills. But all of that, of course, is beneficial. I mean, the paparazzis don't really know anything about photography. They just know how to take shots and spring out on Hollywood stars and obviously catch them off guard. Photography, of course, is a broad topic, obviously so, incredibly broad. Getting to the point, yeah, logo maki, flapping my lips, right? Here's the thing, okay? What differentiates out the shooter from the hardcore serious photographer is really only one thing, and if you don't learn this, you're never going to get it, and that is a shooter has 2 eyes. One right here and one right here. And the hardcore series photographer that has honed his or her skills has 5 eyes. What the hell does that mean? What are you talking about? Obviously there is what you see and what is potentially there. You have 3 other factors. You have interlude, you have iris, and then you have intensity, which is a combination of the 2. So the 3 eyes, iris, interlude, and intensity, light intensity. Well, what does that mean? That means that you need to pick a nice spot where you can waste about 40% of your shots once a week, if you got the time, or once a month, and go out through your camera in manual mode and throw it in spot metering, and then you're going to have to start seeing what is potentially there versus rather than what your eyes see. People miss, this one shot. If this is a shot right here, of course this is the most boring shot in the world, right here. This shot can be taken 1,000 ways. Okay, you know that and I know that, but I see this and it's like, oh, screw that, that's ridiculous. I don't. Who would take a shot of this? Okay, what if I had a macro lens? What if I, lit it a certain way? What if I turned off all the lights and put a red LED behind it? What if I did a stroboscopic effect of it actually moving and did multiple exposures? The possibilities are limitless. All the crap that you would never have thought of is what makes those award-winning photographs, okay? And it's because a true professional photographer, and if you don't learn this, I'm dead serious. I'm making this so simple. It would take someone else. People say I flap my lips too damn much. Well, maybe I do. But, it would take someone a book to say what I'm about to say in the next 5 or 6 minutes or however long it takes me to say it. If you don't learn this, you're not going to get it. And it's really this simple, that a shooter has 2 eyeballs, one right here and one right here, and a professional has 5. The 2 right here and 3 more. Iris, intensity, and interlude. Interlude, time, shutter speed. Okay? Iris, aperture. Intensity, combination of the 2. what it is you're exposing for. Okay, I got a specular highlight coming off the rim of this can right here. This is the most boring photograph in the world. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it down 3 stops, and then I'm going to illuminate it from over here, and I'm going to drop a red LED behind it. Wow, that's the sort of crap they put in magazines. That's what they pay professional commercial photographers a lot of money to think up. And it exists right here. Okay, it's the third eye. Okay. I'm sure you're not of course there's no such thing as a religion called Hinduism. I mean, that refers to a people, but we know we're talking about the third eye here. That's the photographer's eye. There's 3 more eyes. Iris, intensity, and interlude. Interlude, shutter speed. Iris, aperture. Also, depth of field. Your eyes focus on crap. Okay, I'm focused here, I'm focused there. Another thing you don't see, how the composition is rendered with depth of field. You're going to have to start wasting some shots and experimenting around, and if you go to photography classes in schools, they really can't teach you this stuff. I mean, they can give you ideas. Well, here's a shot at f2.8. Here's the same shot at f11. Oh, God, I see the difference now. Okay, well, that's cool. Well, you're going to have to start catching stuff when you're out shooting and go, oh, there's like a toxic waste dump behind this gorgeous woman, but this is a beautiful scene. The light, if I blur my eyes, or blur the eyeball in my brain, I can see that this would be a beautiful shot. I could throw it in f2.8 and take a picture of the beautiful woman's face, and the toxic waste dump behind her will be out of focus, and it will be beautifully rendered. It will be an awesome composition. Iris. Okay, remember these 3 eyes, because these are the 3 eyes you probably don't have, and these are the 3 eyes you need to develop. Okay, remember, the only thing that makes a professional photographer is an expert in composition and light manipulation. Part of that composition is having those 3 other eyes that you weren't born with. 2 here, 3 more. Iris, depth of field. Okay, what your aperture does, how it affects things, how it affects your composition. Your interlude, shutter speed. Okay? Your camera is a time machine. This shot, I could take this most boring shot in the world of this soda can and take it 1,000 different ways with a combination of iris, interlude, and intensity. I. Remember the 3 eyes, okay? I came up with this myself. You won't find it in any books. You're like, oh, where the hell did he get this from? He's copying this off of somebody. No, I'm not. I came up with it myself. You won't find it anywhere. You just remember the 3 eyes. Iris, interlude, and intensity. Intensity. Okay, what is you're exposing for? Start spot metering. You're going to screw up. Who gives a crap? It's good. It's the best teaching tool you've got. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What ruins your photographs, in this case, what makes you a better photographer. You're going to have to start experimenting. Like, oh, I'm going to throw out matrix metering, and I like a nice shallow depth of field, so I'm going to throw out an f2.8, and like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I saw. Yeah, that's what these 2 eyeballs saw, but you're going to have to take it a next step up. If you want to. You can keep it where you are, that's fine. But if you want to know what you're missing, it's really those 3 more eyes that you don't have and you weren't born with. Oh, you're repeating yourself now. You're famously repeating yourself. Well, I'm sorry, but this is the most important thing. And you're not going to be taught this in any photography magazine or in any photography. They didn't teach me this crap in photo school. As the 2nd largest in the nation. Why didn't they teach me this crap? It would have been so simple. They could have spent half a day. I'm spending like 10, 15 minutes. They could have spent a half a day to elaborate on it, and that would have been awesome. Like, go out and use your 3 eyes that you weren't born with. Those other 3 eyes are up in your brain, and you're going to have to express that through your camera. Okay? Your camera has to be forgotten. The one thing that makes anybody a master of something, whether it's sailing, race car driving, photography, is someone masters the tool, and then they transcend it, okay? If you don't understand this, you better damn well think about it while you're taking a shit or taking a shower or brushing your teeth, what the hell this means. Race car drivers, they learn all about their car and then they transcend it so they can focus on it, okay? Photography, you learn all about aperture, shutter speed, depth of field, blah, 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 and then you transcend it. So when you're looking through the camera, you don't even notice you're looking through the camera. Your camera becomes an extension of your body, and everything is focused on is the composition and getting exactly the way these 3 eyeballs up in your brain, okay, work. Or they don't work. You probably haven't developed them yet. Most people haven't. Why don't they teach this stuff in photography magazines or schools? Or, why isn't somebody making a video about it? Well, someone's making a video about it now. So, think about those 3 things while you're scrubbing your private parts with soap and water in the shower, or you're sitting on the pot, leaving a deposit, so just, God, it isn't going to take you that long to figure this out in your mind and go out to some place that you can get some shots and then exercise those 3 eyeballs between your ears, not these 2 eyeballs, but these 3 eyeballs. Okay, and those are going to have to start seeing what is not there to be seen with these 2 eyes, but with these 3 eyeballs. Okay, in your brain, intensity. Okay, what sort of exposure do you want? Your camera is an evil piece of crap. It doesn't matter if it's a $6,000 D4S or it's this little mirrorless Fuji. They all hate you and they want every shot to turn into gray sludge. Every camera is a piece of crap that doesn't know anything about photography. It is a machine that is meant to be wielded by you. Okay? There are better tools and there are worse tools, but I'd rather have an awesome picture from a piece of crap point and shoot, a disposable point and shoot, than an awful photograph from a Nikon D810. Okay? Because it's about the tool. Not about the tool, excuse me. It's about the person who wields it. I've been up too late. Not about the tool. So you think you can remember those 3 things? Intensity, interlude, time, shutter speed, interlude. Your camera's a time machine. Your eyeballs don't see that. Okay? Intensity, interlude, and iris. Iris, i.e. aperture, depth of field, what it's going to do to your shot. Okay, your eyeballs focus on things. Eyeballs focus here, 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 here. My eyeball does not render bokeh. It does not understand, how a shot is going to be rendered. You're going to have to teach yourself that by experimenting. And that means tossing away 30-40% of your shots on a day out by yourself. Do it by yourself or with a friend. Out shooting, that's fine. Who gives a damn? Professional shooters waste tons of ammunition, and they do that so they can get better. And there's, of course, a very good difference, a huge difference between bad practice and good practice. So when I used to teach shooting lessons, it was like, oh, you can't teach me crap. I encounter this all the time. You can't teach me crap. I've been shooting for 30 years. I'm 10 years older than you are. I said, okay, I'll make a bet with you. I don't like betting, actually. I said, if I can't teach you something within the next half hour that doesn't improve your shooting skills, I'll give you your money back, and I didn't charge that much, and you can tell me to go screw myself. Alrighty! And I would teach them the float technique, and I would teach them aim small, and a few other things, like, oh my God, I've been practicing forever, I've never gotten this good, but this is awesome. By the way, this is not alcoholic. It's just soda pop. Diet, no less, which means it's going to give me cancer rather than diabetes. So you got to practice smart. I don't believe in hard work. Oh, what do you mean you don't believe in hard work? I believe in working smarter, not harder. I've seen a lot of people work really hard their entire lives and they've not gotten anywhere. Bless their heart. It's better than being a thug and killing people, obviously. It's a person that works hard, great person. But I believe in working smart, not hard. And you're going to have to develop those 3 other eyes. And this is kind of little bits and pieces of what I've said before, but this is kind of the summation of it, and I consider this to be one of my most important videos. Well, you repeat yourself. You say the same thing over and over again. Yeah, well, apparently I do, because you haven't got it. And I didn't get it either, because they didn't teach it to me. I had to teach it to myself by being incredibly intelligent. God knows that's all I've got. I've got no hair, I've got no looks, I'm kind of fat and ugly, but I'm certainly the furthest thing from stupid you'll ever encounter, so at least I've got one thing. That's why I also won't drink alcohol. My brain's all I got left. I'm not interested in killing brain cells. So, intensity, interlude, iris. If you don't develop those 3 eyes, you are not going to progress. This is the best condensation of photography in a nutshell that I could think of, and I consider this to be one of my most important videos, even if you don't. Because whether you agree with me or not, I don't care. This is important, and that's just the way it is. Okay? So learn those 3 things.